Hi guys, first of all I introduce myself. My name is Lokesh. I am a final year student in computer science and engineering. We ignore the college where I study. For what I start this channel means I want to improve my communication and logical thinking for my journal, for importantly for my journal, how I study and how much my communication is improved. And in this channel, I upload my learnings, what I am learning from YouTube and using GPT's Google. Especially, I learning for machine learning and data science and generative AI, like how to create agents and deploying it. And we also doing problem solving in the lead code. That video also we will stream in live. For this, I am new. I am also new. We will start from scratch and learn to advance. For every day, I will come live for section. I will split the timing for my learning. For morning, I will done lead code. I am also beginner. I will show everything how I learning and how I practicing it and which material I used. I also see YouTube video also for my learning, especially for machine learning. I used to see Krishnaik. It's a super channel for machine learning for beginners or advanced who want to learn machine learning or any related to AI field. You can watch Krishnaik videos. I also watch Krishnaik video and only and learning. So that's all. We go into a topic. We are going to learn what is Python entirely. Today topic is Python. We're learning from the scratch how Python is created, and we are not going to search in a Google or anything. We are going to generate the notes for that using anti-gravity. I think you are all know what is anti-gravity. It is same like an VS Code IDE, but it is created by Google. In that they are used the agent like Copilot called as Gemini agent, I think so. It is so awesome to use. It is simplifying our learning process or any work you want to learn in a IDE. You can use anti-gravity. We will see it now and how it works. We use that IDE. So let's begin. I cut the screen sharing and open the. I will stop the screen sharing and open the anti-gravity. No one is in the live. It's okay. We itself first person who are going to light the chat. I think the anti-gravity is open. I will, I will share a screen. Wait a minute. I think you are all can see my screen. Yeah. Let's begin the process. Think it's but it using so many resources in my laptop so that is being slow. You you can see guys. Open it take 2 minutes to uh, all things go into idle. It's now accessible. So here you see means I have an chat box. It is basically an agent chat box. Here only we can use what are things we want to create. We will given a text input. It will use the text input and create the entire process. Okay, let given one input like first I tell we are going to first itself I told we are going to learn Python. So we are going to give a Python learning prompt for the Google Gemini agent. We are using Gemini 3 Pro High. So for that, sorry, uh, I uh, now yeah, I have given an input as hi Gemini. Now you are a tutor. I telling he was on a tutor. He going to help me to learn Python program. First, give me the notes for that. How Python created and the basics of a Python and how memory usage used in Python and why Python is slower rather than other language like Java and C. This each topic should come in a step by step order, please. So here I given a prompt. This prompt in this prompt I have used step by step process order. So what will it done means it will not give my entire notes in a one stretch. It will separate each topic and first it will explain each topic clearly. Then only go to the next topic. So here if you are going to learn anything in using GPT means you can use the step by step process. The word basically the word step by step. If you use Mint, it will give a better response. So I used yes. Now we see. Now let me see how it generates the notes for us. Now it's thinking the process how to creating it. Next thing it will generate. I think so. Yeah, it generated the implement stage. It's given an a review request. I think it's created the IPynb file. It's given an a basic. I not even tell to create in a separate file. Create me this in a uh, clear explanation with an example in a IPynb file. Separate folder, please. I think it's updated. Let me review our file. Why it can't open in a I will tell you not even created the file. I think so. Right, it's making some mistake. Let me see how it's solving it. Yeah, not listed here. Implementing for to type. Yeah, I accepted it. Yeah, now it created the IP and V5 for separate folder. You can see here. Yeah, I accept all the requested it have asked. I expected all the requested it have asked. Let me see how it created. Yeah, it looking awesome. We review it. Welcome to your Python tutorial. This notebook will take you through how Python works internally. Basic how sorry guys. It basic how it manages memory and why it performs the way it does compared to other languages. Let's see how Python works. First I will then tell my understanding, then we see the notes given by the Gemini. First Python is a high level language. So you will write the code in a English human readable language. So the human readable language is called as source code. So that means whatever we writing using the Python for using a Python language, first step it is called the source code. Then the source code is entered into the compiler. Compiler means it will convert it into the written code is converted into a byte code. That byte code means low level language, machine understandable language. It means if you are giving a integer means number. Okay, number it will have some byte memory allocation. So for each integer, it will convert it into a memory location value like bytes that we call as bytes. For an integer, I think 4 bytes. If you are used to 10 integer means 4 into 10, 40 bytes we are used. So it converted the high level language into low level language called as bytes. Then we use a Python environment, which is a main part. Why I telling a main part means if you are on a car, if you have a car and a bike means the main part is in the engine. Without an engine, if you're on the bike means it's not will run or not even it's on. I think so. If we cannot on the bike, no. So that like we cannot use Python without a Python environment machine. What happening here means in that Python environment we have an interpreter. We have one main part is called as interpreter. What it does means it we have written the code not converted into a binary level. They take the binary codes and execute by line. For that, what will happen there means if it will check a line by line the code is correct or not. If it correct only means it will go to the next line. So here what happened means it will collect the errors each each error line by line and to keep it not given how means if you written a 10 line of code, if you have a four errors like in a second, say fourth, sixth, eighth, it will not stop the running process in the second first error itself. It will remember the first error is in the second line and the second error is in the fourth line, and a third error in the fifth line, and a fourth error in the eighth line. Then after reading all the lines it will give an error error throw. That means it will show what are the lines are getting error. It is correct. This is an engine. It takes a bytecode and execute it loop by loop. That I tell no. First line, second line, third line. The PVM is specifically to a machine. Yeah, we can have like Python 13 version, 10th version. That like will be based on the Windows you are using, Windows Linux, and translate the bytecode into machine code that you process the unit. Machine code, what we called as a machine language, machine code. To human, we can speak using one language, So that language, it can be any language: Tamil, English, French, German, Hindi, Telugu, Malayalam. Can be any language. But machine to machine, it one to one, it can use one language. That we called as binary, zeros and ones. Okay. So here I will give one example for the how this Python is working. It basically an intermediate. Okay. If you take as a two-person, and a two-person, a first person know only Tamil and a second person know only English. I want to transfer the knowledge to the second person. Take this, I am a first person, you are all a second person. I want to transfer you what is Python. But you know only English, I know only Tamil. How can we do it? How can we do it? So we use one translator or we use Google Translator, any translator we will use. So that like here we are going to interact with the machine. So we want one intermediate to translate our language to the machine. So here our language is called as high level. To the machine it called as low level. So here the Python is an intermediate. He only transferring the language or transferring the knowledge to the machine and machine to human. So now you can understand how it works. Here the source code is our language, like English. Compiler is a Python. It will first take our language and generate one language to transfer to machine, that is called as bytecode. Using that bytecode, the machine can run the entire process and give an output, and then PVM, the Python Visual Machine, take the input and give it as to the output in a human readable language. That is the entire process have done here. I think you are clearly understand how it works. analog. Again they're telling an example how it works. It's like typing a letter directly English for an English speaker. C language. Yeah, I tell no, it's little bit slower than a C. For the reason means C language is a direct machine level language. It speak to the machine code. The code is very difficult to us, but not to machine. The C language. So writing a code is very difficult to us, not to machine. So that like I will telling. But the Python, it is a friendly person to us. It's like a human speaking. So they're telling Python likes typing a letter in a universal code, which translate then read and translate line by line to the listener. Sorry guys, I have a throat infection. Sorry for that. Excuse me. Okay, let's jump into the basics of Python. Okay, Python is first a famous and easiest programming language to learn and use. It's almost like a pseudocode or a plain English. I, I will explain why Python is slower after the basics. If I explain means you cannot understand what is this. Okay, then it have a future like dynamic typing means you did not need to declare like int string Python figure it out. We does not want to specify and tell it is an integer, it is an a string. Python itself understand it is in a string, it is an integer. Now you can understand now. இப்போ independent in a Java and a C language, you use an curly braces for denoting our code. Inside the curly braces only, we want to write our logic or a code. But in a Python, we do not want to use the braces, but there is one thing is called as indent. We want to manage the spacing between the one line of code to another line of code. Okay, we'll see in the code how it works. That we called as block of code. We used indent like space at tab. I already told you, which an force need code. Yeah, with using like curly brackets, it's better than using a space for a clear and easy to understand the code. Yeah, if let's see a code example for dynamic typing. Like here the x is an a variable. Okay, first I tell for basic things. Here we have a variable that we can denote it by anything like x, but we cannot use like 10 or numbers. Any data type we cannot use for variable, but you can use a variable using string, using number. Okay, uh, using number like 10 minus 1 is equal to 10. If you want to use number means you want to use any variable or any line of slash of number. First of all, I tell I here space is so important. So if you are using x, and if you take my name itself Lokesh, my initial is M, you cannot leave on a space here. It will take as a separate values. M. Okay, M as a separate value. So we want to use space mean we can give an underscore or a hyphen for using space for declaring our variable. So now you can understand how to declare a variable. I tell what is a variable. Variables like in a container, we can store whatever we want. Okay. Let's take a real world example. Uh, in you guys are cook. You guys I think you got boys can cook anything they can learn. In the cooking we use like garam masala, turmeric powder. For that we for the powders we use to store in a one box that we named as spices. This is turmeric. This is garam masala. So the container is called as variable. We denoting the variable. We denoting the container. It's called variable name. So here my variable name is Lokesh M. Okay. In that I can store whatever I want. If I want to store like ga, masala, garam masala. So now in Lokesh M container we stored garam masala. Let me take age. Age age is 20. Okay. In Python we have another things like uppercase, uppercase. I forgot the name for that. Uh, yeah, it's not. We will know the capital A and a smaller a is same, but Python does not know the capital A and a smaller a is not same. So it will take as Python's smaller a is in a different and a capital A is different. So if you are using any variable name denoted in a small or capital means use that same variable for the entire process, not use capital and a smaller uh, alphabet for differentiating. Okay. If I use their age, if I give small age means it considers different separate value. It's not the same value. Okay. I want to ask the auto filling. How it can be done? Auto fix link off. I think it's no, it's not off. After auto execution. No, no, no. Auto save on default format. Okay, okay. Let me ask GBT itself. Learning faster. How to off the auto suggestion in the code editor. Control comma. Oh my god. Control comma. I can't see anything. Select tab setting. Where go and search tab searching setting tab. Not even setting tab. It's not showing. Let me go to that. Like here only we are setting. Oh yeah. Editor setting. Setting tab. User setting. External open PC. Oh my god. Ah yeah. Tab setting. We not have a search. Quick search. Suggestion and show suggestion typing in editor off. Think so now it works. Yeah, now it's not working. Oi! Oh, oh. Hmm. Yeah, sorry guys. Let me go into a topic. Yeah, now I have explained what is variable and uppercase. I forgot the name for that. What is it called uppercase? Wait, guys. Case sensitive. Sorry. Oh, case sensitive. Yeah, that is called as case sensitive. Python is a case sensitive language. But Gemini left that main things not given in the notes. So, okay, now you can understand what is variable. Let me run and see it. Yeah, I will explain what are these things in a later video. If I explain now itself means you guys cannot understand what it is. Cannot assign an expression here. Maybe mean instead of okay. We cannot use semicolon, but we can use underscore for it. Yeah, here we used an x as a variable, and a variable name is an x. We stored in that x 10. It is an integer. The integer is denoted by a number. Okay. Basically, we in a programming language we call number is int. Okay, it is demoted. It is denoted basically simply writing a number. So here we use print. Print is basically whatever the value inside the variable, it will show us an output. Yeah, like if you take in a box and storing one spices in that box and labeling and covering it fully. we not know what inside the variable. So we if you have a one access using one tool, you can see what the spices inside the box. So the one tool is called as print here. Okay, using the print, you can see what is stored in that variable easily. Okay, for that only use print. Prints option basically store show the output of an variable or what is stored inside that variable. Okay, here leave it the f string. I will what is f string. Let me give this like this more type x type show the data type of an data type inside the variable stored value. When you show the value stored in the data type, we can tell that a print is an a function is used to show what is the type of an value stored in that variable. Okay, now you can understand. Type is an a function. It will show us what is the value stored in the variable uh, value data type stored in the variable. Okay, now we execute the code. Here it given as an integer. Okay, because we stored the integer value inside the x. The print function given the output for the variable so here we use type, so it will give an which data type we have used inside that variable. Here we use as an integer. Okay, next we want to use any string means plain text. Okay, this could cause an error in a static language or Java. Okay, x is an a string. Basically I told x is an a variable. In that variable we can store anything we want. First we stored 10. It's an integer. Next, we see in an example for the string. For the string, we want to denote the double quotes. Inside this double quote, whatever we are writing is considered as a string, like a plain text. It does not have any value like a 10. Okay, it is considered as a plain text. We it basically used for printing without the value. For that value means it cannot be contain any source of value. It is basically a plain text. Here you can use 10 hash hello bye good night like symbols to integer anything you are writing inside the double quotes is considered as an a string. So if you want to use value added data type means you can use string. See integer. If does not have a value for that you are writing, you can use a string for that. So basically you are giving an information and storing it in a variable. Here we cannot use two value and at a timely we can store it in a one variable. Here I given a separate one string and another separate another string. Separately another string. So it cannot store two items at a time. So note that two item at a time. So for that also we can they have created one solution. We see it in a later videos. for storing multiple items in a one variable. Okay, but plainly you cannot store multiple items in a one variable. A variable can contain only one single value. Okay, so if a running means it given a so here. Okay, I will tell you what's here happen. Oh, basically it concatenated 10 hash. Okay, okay. In a string, we can denote it using three ways, like double quotes. We have seen double quotes, single quotes, triple quotes, double quotes. You guys think why it have different types of storing methods, like single quotes, triple quotes, double quotes. So basically, if I want to use like single quotes inside the double quotes means like I want to mainly quote that this is a mm, message. It's not considered as a string. Why means this part having a starting double quotes and a ending double quotes, but this part not having a starting ending. So it is considered as separate values. For that only we use single quotes here. So this time it will consider as a single value. So we use single quotes in this like it's it is a good material. Okay, for that only use single quotes. Okay, now you understand what is string and what is integer. We have in a real world math means math flow decimals. You guys know decimal values. Like we take an z as a variable. We can just see decimals. We take as a decimals. In that we going to store decimal values like 10.8. Here we in the programming language we called this as float. Okay, float. So after any integer value, after the point, any value is considered as a float. In using integer value, if you keep simply a dot means it considers as a float. Point is considered as a float. So let me print decimals. So I forgot to type. Where I left it. Now you can see here float value else 10.08. I told us if you can simply keep a dot itself, you consider as a float. Here you can see it is a float. Next we have integer, string, float, and boolean. Boolean means basically true or false. Is it will denoted by capital P or false for FALSE. Capital as in false. It's basically denoting a true or false. Okay. Now you can know what is this. Let me take a 5 minutes break. My mouth is paining so much. Let me take 5 minutes break. Okay. Now time is 17:39. Like 5:39. Let come in at 5:45. Okay. I will take that I only one. Okay. Where was it?
எடுத்து மேல வைன்னு சொன்னா அதை மட்டும் கேட்கவே மாட்டேன். நீ அந்த வேலை எல்லாம் மட்டும் செய்ய மாட்டேன். துணி வச்சு வச்சிருக்கல 10